If you're looking to build a dominating SEO presence on Google, here are 4 things you're going to need to consider to build that dominating SEO presence, especially if you're a roofing company in a hyper-competitive area, maybe a big city, a big county, or a place where there happens to be a number of, again, roofing competitors. Here are the 4 things you'll need to consider. Number 1, you'll need to consider your local SEO, or i.e. sort of your Google business listing strategy. What this refers to is within the Google search results, if you typed in something like roofer near me, you would encounter, of course, the Google local pack, also known sometimes as the map pack. Also that same thing where when you're looking for a restaurant near me or a coffee shop near me, you see 3 businesses come up in the local pack, the local map pack. This is the same thing. This is the Google business listing local pack. And what you'll need to consider as regards this strategy is basically, in order to effectively market, especially in hyper-competitive areas within the Google business listing pack, you need a physical address. And the closer that your physical address is to city center, or at the very least, to the center of your most profitable, most rewarding geographic area as it relates to that city or that county or that area, that's where you want to position your physical office or physical location or physical address. And that address is what you'll use and connect to, in some sense, the Google business listing. So again, within this dominating SEO strategy, you need to consider, where will my physical addresses be? Think of them almost like fortresses or forts. This is where you need to position yourself in order to dominate and win the local geographic market. The second thing that you're going to need to consider is your website and content creation strategy. As regards your website, if you're a roofer or a company that is hyper-focused on one city or one county, or in a sense, one specific geographic location, then basically your homepage of your website and the quote-unquote service pages, i.e. a page that you might have dedicated to residential roofing, another page that you might have dedicated to asphalt roofing or metal roofing or specialty roofing, etc. These service pages in your homepage will focus on, and should focus on, that one city or one county or one geographic location. Now, if you have multiple cities that you're targeting, or multiple counties, or even multiple states that you're targeting, that is what is called a multi-location strategy. And there's another video that you can check out here that talks about multi-location SEO. The third thing that you're going to need to consider is on-site optimization. Now, a lot of this can get very technical as regards SEO, but at the end of the day, what I'm referring to by on-site optimization is that, again, if, for example, you're targeting one specific city or one specific county or one specific geographic area, then your homepage would want to have a lot of phrases, a lot of words, a lot of what are called title headings that say something like Atlanta Roofing Company, or metal roofers in Atlanta, Georgia, or any variation of, a specific service that you're targeting in a specific city or county or geographic area. And then again, with your service pages, you'd want a lot of the verbiage on the page, the written content, in some senses the video content that you might have, or even photos, how you're tagging them on the back end as you upload them. You want it all to reiterate something like, for example, on a metal roofing page, somebody clicks to the service page focused on metal roofing, it should say metal roofers in, or Atlanta Metal Roofing Company, or some variation of that specific phrase. And how do you know what phrase people are searching for? How do you know what Google is looking for? Well, honestly, one of the best things you can do is just Google it as if you were a customer. So go onto Google and type in, Metal Roofing Company, Atlanta, Georgia, and look specifically at things like Home Advisor, Yelp, or other competitors' Google business listings to see what keywords are in the titles of those Google business listings, or in the titles of sort of the website, right above the link to the website, what words are in those titles. And if the answer is a consistent distinction of metal roofers in this city name, then that's probably the approach you'll want to take. on the flip side, if when you type in metal roofing, it comes up as residential metal roofing contractors, and that phrase residential metal roofing contractors is reiterated over and over and over again, then that maybe is the one that you'd want your metal roofing service page to focus on. And so that's specifically the biggest thing as regards on-site optimization. At the end of the day, basically focusing the content on specific pages on one service in one location. Never trying to do more than that, never trying to have a metal roofing page that optimizes for or focuses on metal roofing in Atlanta, Rome, Athens, and any other kind of city throughout Georgia. Or on the flip side, even trying to do that with states, metal roofers in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. That's too far reaching of an SEO strategy unless you have a true pro helping you to do that. It's too specific in terms of all the details you would need to effectively execute that kind of multi-stage strategy. And even then, a very difficult one to execute. The fourth thing that you'll need in order to dominate the Google rankings is backlinks. This particular strategy especially only applies, I think, in many ways to areas that are hyper competitive. So if you're in a more rural setting, maybe a city of under 250,000 kind of within the area or within that county, and especially if you're in a city or county under, say, 50 to 100,000 people, this strategy isn't quite as important. But especially in areas where there's more than 250,000, especially upwards of 500,000 to 2 million people within that sort of city or county or region, this is going to be especially important. What is a backlink? At the end of the day, a backlink is simply a link on someone else's website pointing to your website and main URL or website link. That is a backlink. And all it really is at the end of the day in the eyes of Google is a trust signal. It's a link or a symbol or a signal in the eyes of Google that this website over here, someone else's website, believes that this other website has something good to say, that it's authoritative, that it has credibility, that it's worth looking at. And those links, the more of them that you have, and especially the higher quality of the links, in other words, if you get a link from maybe a buddy of yours, website, maybe that could be powerful. But if you get a link from a huge media site nationally, or a huge roofing association site nationally, or a contractor site, or some huge online directory, that kind of link can produce a lot of power or have a great effect in its signaling of the credibility and authority of your website. And at the end of the day, the most authoritative sites, the most credible sites, are the ones that Google will rank higher in search results. So again, there's 4 things you're going to want to consider as it relates to creating a dominating SEO strategy, especially in hyper-competitive geographic markets. The first one is your local SEO strategy. Again, your local Google business listing strategy is going to be built on the actual physical addresses that you have within your business. Physical, kind of concrete brick and mortar locations around which you can center your local SEO strategy. The second that you want to consider is your website and content creation strategy. At the end of the day, all that really means is that you need to have a website that, if in one city or one location, is focusing on, again, your primary service in your primary city or county or market. And your photos and your videos and your written content and the title headings on the page and the big bold headings on the page should all focus on that specific primary service and primary geographic market. The third strategy is on-site optimization, which really is in some ways just a reiteration of that idea that you continue to focus each page of your website on a specific keyword phrase. For example, a keyword phrase being something like, on the metal roofing service page, metal roofers in Atlanta, Georgia, or Atlanta Metal Roofing Company. That is a hyper-focused keyword phrase. And the fourth strategy is, again, link building, or building backlinks from other people's websites to yours. The more effectively you can execute on those 4 strategies, especially in that order of local SEO, a great website, a website that on-site optimization is fully maximized, and finally, building links from other people's websites to yours, the more effective and dominant you'll be in your local SEO strategy.